Infinity Sword, I will rule the universe!
Alright, squaddies, time to hero up!
I hate those squaddies.
Can y'all hear me? Can y'all can hear me, right? Y'all can hear me. You have to be able to hear me now. Holy brother. Holy chat. Okay, chat. As I was saying, we are interviewing the Felipe's. We're interviewing the creator of Robbie Reyes GHOSTRIDER, bro. Like, this is my first. And if y'all know me, bro, which pretty much all y'all know that I'm a big, like, bro, I'm a big superhero fan, bro. Like, I got literally, chat. Bro, I got stuff that I'm working on that has to do with that and everything. Like, this is crazy. And a lot of, bro, a lot of y'all are really into art and stuff. And I feel like this is a good chance to expose y'all and expose myself too. Don't get it fucked up. To expose myself to somebody who's really in, like, bro, let's really put this shit in perspective. He has his own original Marvel character. That's crazy. That's not, bro, that's a small group of people. Oh, matter of fact, Felipe! What's up? Wait, oh crap, I can't hear you though. Hold up, wait, can you hear me? Oh wait, I can't hear. I just gotta, hold on, I gotta turn the audio all the way up. Hold on, let me see this. Let's see. My bad. I don't know what's up with this computer right now. Let's see. You know what? Let's do, does this change it? Can you say something, please? Okay, something, please. I ain't gonna lie. No, you trolling, bro. That's insane. Hold up. Okay, let me see. Okay, I think I know exactly what the problem is. Let's see. All right, can you try saying something one more time? My bad.
Something one more time, my bad.
Okay, bet. Okay, bet. That's as loud as it's gonna get. First of all, hey, Felipe, I just want to say thank you for coming on stream today. Like, you know, you're my first interview that I'm doing on stream.
Oh, snap. All right. Well, it's an honor.
Thank you. It's an honor to meet. It's an honor to see you too, bro. And so, yeah, like, I mean, let's just get right into it. I mean, like, oh, my bad. I'm sweating, bro. I was setting up this whole thing, bro. Like, it took a minute on my end. But yeah, like I was explaining in the chat, because a lot of my chat is into art. I myself am into comics. Like a lot of my chat is into comics and stuff as well. I was explaining that like what you did, it's like, I'm not even trying to glaze, bro. I'm just saying it is no small feat to have your own original character in the Marvel universe. Like that is crazy. Like that is really crazy. So look, I just want to get right into it. I got a list of questions for you right here. And I guess off rip, I want to ask the real questions. What is the process of getting your original idea into a big comic book universe? And like, what are the steps? Like, are there steps to take? And like, what did you do?
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, there's many ways of doing this. I also want to clarify, right, for people who might not work in comics, this is a character that I was hired by Marvel to create.
Okay.
But it's not. I do not own this character. This is a Marvel Comics character.
Yeah.
So, you know, in my particular, my editor Mark Panicha actually contacted me with this project in mind. They wanted to create a new Ghost Rider. This was in 2013.
Okay.
And so he gave me a call. I'd worked with him previously on something else years before that, like probably over 10 years before. So it was the first time talking to him. I had returned from Japan, and I'd lived in Japan for 4 years. I did a manga series over there called Pikachu.
Okay.
And when I got back to the U.S., I was working in animation, and then I got a call from an old editor, which is Mark Panicha. And he said he had a Marvel project that he thought I might be a good fit for. He wanted to kind of see what I thought. And then he said it was Ghost Rider. And you know, I thought Ghost Rider, and I thought, well, you know, what could I do different with Ghost Rider? Ghost Rider been around for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, had Johnny Blaze and Danny Ketch and Carter Slick, the cowboy Ghost Rider, and they had Alejandra Blaze, who was a female Ghost Rider.
Mm-hmm.
So he said, no, you know, we want to do a new one, and he said, you know, you're free to just pitch an idea of your own. We just have two stipulations. One, that he be younger than Ghost Rider, and that he drive a car. When he said the car part, I was like, okay, you know, that's interesting because
they always ride motorcycles.
Because it's always been motorcycles.
Yeah.
Right? So, and especially, you know, it was for the Marvel All New line. So, you know, rebooting series sometimes can be a hard task. Because
that's true.
People are like, I've read this a million times. Like,
that's true.
Why are we starting over again? So I figured if it had a car, we were gonna get attention. You know, maybe not the most positive attention at first, because you know, diehard Ghost Rider fans, they see a car instead of a motorcycle. I assume that you know the reaction would be, you know, what is this? This isn't Ghost Rider.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they're gonna check out the first issue at least, even if it's to hate on it. They're gonna check it out.
So true.
Like, if we do a job, then we've already got them, you know, with that first issue. So we just have to make sure we make a compelling story and a compelling character. So in my particular case, an editor approached me.
Okay.
And then I picked it, and then we went back and forth, and they liked it, and then we took different steps until eventually we had an artist attached. It was Trad Moore.
Okay.
And then the series. I guess process wise, there's probably a call for pitches sometimes. I would assume though usually editors kind of have creators in mind from other things. And then, they'll contact them and say, hey, we'd like you to...
Okay.
We'd like you to pitch this or that. So...
Okay. And I just want to say real quick, every time I look away, it's not like you're boring me or anything. I'm literally just reading chat and seeing what they're saying. Yeah, so I'm not trying to be rude or anything. I'm also trying to, I got to do my job as a streamer too. But no, that's actually like really cool. So you kind of got like scouted. Like you got scouted for Marvel in a way by an editor. Yeah, so that's interesting. And is that like the most common way, or like what's the other way? I guess like.
I think in general, editors at publishers like Marvel or DC or any big publisher, they handle different properties.
Okay.
They handle different books, and so they, the editor in chief usually talks to the editors and like they kind of like brief them on the initiatives, like where they want where they want the publisher to go in terms of certain characters, certain storylines. And so I think in general, I think it's editors that reach out to creators, whether it be artists or writers, and kind of say, hey, are you interested in this? Or like, we got an opening for this character, or we were thinking of you for this. I think that's usually how it works.
Okay.
I don't know if it's a scenario where there's just like an open call for ideas. I think that's probably less common.
Okay.
But I think in general, editors kind of, besides working with the creators that they have on their own stuff, I think they keep an eye open for other things. And if they see a creator that kind of, either really, attracts them for one reason or another, or it's someone they wanted to work with. That's the other thing, if you're, as a creator, if you're fortunate enough to have editors like your work, eventually some of these editors see a chance to work with you. If they like your work, they're like, okay, now, like, let me hit this person up and see, if they want to do this.
Okay.
So I think in my case, I was really fortunate because number one, GHOSTRIDER was one of my favorite comics.
Yeah, he's cool. He's super cool. Like he's literally a flaming skeleton who rides a motorcycle. Who does not like that guy? Like that's insane. Okay, but continue. My bad, bro. I'm just saying how to chime in.
Yeah, no, for sure. That was, it was exciting. At first, I was kind of like, what do I do with that? But when they said, you're free to do something new, just kind of come up with an idea, that really sold me on it, because it's also not very often that one of the big two publishers just kind of say, hey, take the reins and do your thing. It's not very common.
Yeah, that actually leads me into my other question. But before we move on, it's kind of like, I just want to acknowledge that, that is really cool. But the way you're explaining it to me, it's really kind of like, do you watch sports like NFL, NBA at all? Okay, it's really kind of like, you got to be legit already. Then you get scouted, like they'll get in contact with you. Just like if you're a good athlete, you'll get scouted by the scouts. It seems like it's the same thing with comics. If you're a good comic artist, you get in within the realms of these editors, then you might get a chance at being a part of the 1%. Like that's pretty much what you say, right?
Right.
Okay.
And sometimes, but not to take away from like new artists.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say for this particular project, both Trad Moore, the artist of the first story arc of All New GHOSTRIDER, and myself, we had already done comics for a while before that. Trad did Luther Strode, which was a creator-owned action comic through Image, and
Okay.
I've done multiple manga series, one in the U.S. and one in Japan. But for all intents and purposes, we were both first-time creators when it came to the big two. And I think most people, except for Trad, I think more so myself, I think comic book readers and direct market readers had no idea who I was when this was announced. People who like manga, some of them would have known maybe because I did the stuff here in the U.S. and in Japan. But for the most part, I think when I started out writing on the GHOSTRIDER, I think a lot of the readers had no idea I also drew.
Okay.
It was also an art. They just kind of see written by Felipe Smith, and they're like, okay, this is the writer. And then later on, I got to do some covers, some variant covers for the series, which is cool. And then, eventually issues 11 and 12 I got to draw. And I was reading the reviews, and a lot of people were like, wait a minute, like, the writer draws? Like, like what? Like, but for the longest time, it was kind of like, okay, he's a writer.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I mean, I think in general, to go back to your question, when it comes to direct market, definitely I was a first-time person. Treadmill, not so much. He was known for Luther Strode. But yeah, I mean, there are artists who just kind of break out with a Marvel or DC title. That does happen too. It's just a matter, again, the editors. Sometimes the editors, they scout. They go on DeviantArt. They go on Tumblr. Like
Okay. Oh wow, Tumblr really?
Oh yeah, like they'll, especially some of the younger editors. Because I mean, when I started, I didn't even know what Tumblr was when I came back from Japan. This is like, 2012.
Okay.
And then a friend of mine who was on it said, hey man, like they're talking about your series people on there, the Japanese one. And I looked, and it had like a crazy amount of notes, like just a lot of comments and stuff. It was a whole thing. Like,
yeah.
Pipochu was about this like otaku character who's from Southside Chicago. It's this black kid who likes this anime called Pipochu, and he's a big fan of Japan because of this anime. And so it's basically about cultural misconceptions between Japan and the U.S.
Yeah. And
some scenes in there where, like, Milton, the main character, finds out that, like, Japan is not, like, a place where everybody is, like, a geek, an anime nerd, and everything. It's a country.
Yeah.
It blows his mind because his whole concept of Japan was, like, everything is anime, video games, and these things. So he's really excited. He gets a chance to go to Japan, and then this Japanese schoolgirl tells him, like, "Nah, man, we're not all nerds like you. Like, don't make
damn like that. Damn, that's
so
crazy."
It's like a scene that's really crushing for the main character.
Yeah,
right. And so that thing blew up because people on the internet, and the internet does its thing, and they were like, why are they hating on this black kid? And like, this Japanese manga artist is a real racist, and they're like saying all this stuff. And,
wow,
it was just gathering notes like crazy, and all these people, And then somebody posted a photo of me, and they're like, "Here's your racist creator. He's not Japanese. This is an American guy.
Yeah,
this Japanese series." And so, like, it became a whole thing, and that's how I found out about Tumblr. And I got on. I made an account and all this stuff, and I was just like, just thanking people for reading and whatever. And then I would, talk about, All New Ghostwriter when it came out. But then I realized, a lot of the younger editors were on Tumblr and kind of checking out, like, what people were saying, on the threads about, like, new series and stuff. So, yeah, in general, editors, they'll do some amount of research and kind of try to find new talent, try to give people a shot who aren't known, So yeah, it's up to the editor. I think usually the editor is the one that makes the magic happen initially in terms of like doing the pairing of writer artist and like figuring out who's good for what. That's part of editorial for sure. Okay, for sure. No, thank you. And that kind of, what you were saying kind of leads into my other question.
Okay, so you got to create this character for Marvel. Like Robbie Reyes' Ghost Rider, like that came straight from your brain onto the page. So I'm going to be real. I'm asking the real questions. How much control do you get over that character? Like, let's say you wanted to say, you know what? I want Robbie Reyes to fight the Hulk. I'm assuming that you got to go through like a bunch of steps to even get the Hulk in your comic. And I'm saying, let's say, I want to take a darker turn on Ghost Rider with my character. Like, how much creative control do you get over your characters? Is it like they give you a lot, or they're kind of like, hey, you, nah. Like, what is it? I'm just asking, like, what is it?
Well, it depends. It depends on a couple of different factors. One is, whether you're writing something at the time, a series.
Okay.
How much of these things planned with your editor? I actually did get a chance. I actually asked for the Hulk.
Okay.
Yeah. and I got to use it. Was what's his name? The Cho Hulk.
Alex Cho, right?
I don't remember his first name now.
Oh, well, Cho. Yeah.
But Cho. CHO. Yeah, it's terrible that
no, it's all good. It's all good, bro.
Oh, I remember. Amadeus Cho.
Oh, Amadeus, you're right. I'm LARPing. I said Alex, bro. I did not, and I said that so confidently too. I really thought it was Alex Cho. My bad.
It started with an A. You were close.
Yeah.
I was gonna say David Cho, and I'm like, no, that's an artist. So anyway, basically, you know, they were like, okay, we want to do this. We wanted to do something like the '90s, like New Fantastic Four, which instead of the original Fantastic Four, it was Wolverine,
Spider-Man,
the Hulk, and Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And so we did a version of that, and we did it with Amadeus Cho Hulk. It was X-23, Laura Kinney, Wolverine, and then Silk.
Okay.
Spider character Silk. So, and then Robbie Reyes, Ghost Rider. So, you know, they said, like, want to do that. I was like, all right, that sounds cool. And so then, you know, but it all depends. Usually with Marvel and DC, they have kind of like overarching stories for their whole universe. So asking for characters really depends on whether that character is taken up and is in a current, like, ongoing, or if they have plans for it in the future. You know, like those things.
That makes sense.
Determine what to do. In terms of like freedom of doing stuff, again, it depends on, you know, what else is going on in the comic universe, and also what kind of plans they have in mind too, right? You know, as a creator, it's not often that you can just say, hey, I want to do this, and go and do something wild that they weren't seeing, you know, like they, you know. But sometimes it happens. I mean, it seems like, you know, there's times for it. Sometimes, you know, the publisher is like, okay, we really want to try something new. We're just going to go nuts and see what happens. I feel like with All New Ghost Rider, with Robbie Reyes, they kind of had that approach. They said, okay, let's do this. It might be a mini-series. That's kind of how they started. It's like, it might be a 5-issue thing.
Okay.
You know, just kind of go and let's see what the reader reception is.
Okay.
And then fortunately, people liked it. So we got another 5-issue. Then we got a spin-off, which was Ghost Racers, which was like basically a grindhouse death race of all Ghost Riders competing against each other in like this like kind of dystopian otherworld. It was Battle World is what we call it from Marvel.
Okay.
And in that case, we got to do a bunch of crazy stuff because it was kind of like a what-if scenario. You know?
Okay.
And so you could go nuts. And then after that, I got to write another Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider series. And then eventually, he was put on the Avengers with Jason Aaron. So like it went from like, this could possibly be just a 5-issue mini. So like, let's just go crazy. And
yeah.
And it caught on. Fortunately, people liked it, and so it kept going. So, you know, you have that, which isn't guaranteed. Sometimes, you know, you do something, you put your best effort forward,
and it doesn't work.
Series, you know. So I feel really fortunate that people really like the character and like it, you know, and it's still going, you know.
Yeah.
Got Marvel Tokon, like the
video game
fighting they're making right now. He's the Ghost Rider of that, and like it looks awesome. So again, super fortunate, man. I'm loving all of it. So.
Okay. So like, first of all, that was like you. I like that you're giving real answers, because I was like 50. I was like, okay, he's either gonna really answer my questions or he's gonna give the safest answers possible. And I feel like you're really giving me like real answers, and I really appreciate that. I just want to say that. But also, not only did you get a character on the page, you're part of an even smaller group of people who got their character in a TV show. Like that, how did, like, Agents of Shit, like he might be like the MC, like that. How did you feel when you see like your character on a TV show? And like, I guess it's a two-parter question. Do they reach out to you for advice or something since you're the creator? Like, do they say, hey, we're bringing this guy on. What do you think about this? Like, do they just ask for advice? Like, what, like, how did that feel, bro?
All right. So it was insane. I didn't even imagine. You got to figure, for me personally, growing up as a kid in the 80s, you know, you had Spider-Man, Hulk, all your favorite heroes, you know, Batman, Superman, you know, and it took forever for those things to hit the big screen. You know what I mean? Like, the first Ghost Rider movie, I was either in high school or college already.
Okay.
I've been in high school. But, you know, it took a long time for Spider-Man to have a movie. You know, it had like you know, I believe it was the 70s. It had a TV show. They had different iterations and stuff. So that's everything. But like, where it is now,
different.
Like multi-million, billion. Thing. You know, like it was. You know, it was nothing like that. And like, if you think about it, Robbie was a new character. 2014 was when it came out, and it's like, you know, 12 years ago now. But 2 years later, he was on TV.
Okay, that's insane. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, I couldn't have imagined that. Obviously, I don't think anybody was more stoked about that than me. Probably tried more as well. But like both the creative team behind it were probably the happiest about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was mind blowing, and also, it was like I thought, okay, if they make this, then like, I can say, oh, something I created was also, on TV and like live action, exciting. But also I thought, okay, like I'm not going to get too excited about it because, sometimes you get things that are translated into a different medium and like they're not that great, and then you're like,
okay.
But I could say, hey, at least, it's going to be on TV. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But then they invited me to the red carpet premiere for the first episode, which is the introduction of Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
And so I went there, and it was exciting, and I got to meet Gabriel Luna, who's the actor who plays Robbie Reyes. Eventually, we became good friends. Like he's super
that's
cool.
awesome.
When I met him, I met him at the premiere, and he walked up to me, and he's like, "You're Felipe Smith," and I was like, "Whoa!" And he's like, "Oh man, I've been waiting to meet you. Like, man, I got so much I want to talk to you about." And I was like, kind of taken aback by that.
Yeah.
I figured, this is a role for an actor, and actors have many roles, and it's kind of like, how involved they are depends on whether they're feeling it or not. Sometimes, I don't know their level of attachment to something. Obviously, as the writer, I'm really attached to it. I thought it was really important, but at the same time, I didn't want this, actor to feel like there's any pressure for me as the writer for him to kind of do one thing or another.
There is pressure. I'm gonna just keep this is your creation. It's kind of like, I'm sure he's kind of coming from, like when you're an actor, you do a whole bunch of research, especially for a Marvel TV show. I'm pretty sure he read all of your comics front to back and gained like a level of respect for you. It's like, hey, I wanna do this right. So, hey, you're being real nice, but I'm gonna be real. There is some pressure.
Here's the thing. Now, what you're saying, he totally. The first thing he asked me was like, man, he started asking me questions about Robbie.
Okay.
And in my mind, I'm like nodding and listening, and I'm thinking, wow, man, like this actor really cares. He's read the comics and stuff. So I'm like, I'm really excited now because I'm like, he could probably do like a great job because he cares.
Pretty hard. Thank you for the raid. Thank you for the raid, nigga.
And then I went and we went into the theater. This was at the Grove on 3rd Street and like Park La Brea, like Hollywood, like around that area. And I sit down and I'm watching. The moment I saw,
I love Barbie. Thank you for the follow.
Charger RT, like in real life. And by the way, that was my favorite car as a kid. I used to like a show called The Dukes of Hazzard, and their car is a '69 Dodge.
Quail on toast. Thank you for the follow, nigga.
There's a Confederate flag on the roof, and it's called the General Lee.
Oh
But that kid, that was my favorite car, and that show was awesome.
Okay.
And so, and then then I was researching as I was coming up with like vehicles, right? I wanted something timeless, and I like muscle cars.
Okay.
And so like I was like, okay, well, let me look up and see like in film history and TV, what are some muscle cars that are like super iconic that people have really.
Norbit 42, thank you for the follow, nigga. Yo, chat, lock in.
The Dodge Charger kept coming up. There's Bullet. It's like a Steve McQueen movie.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Fast and the Furious.
Yeah.
Toretto, Vin Diesel's car. That's also a Dodge Charger.
Yeah.
It's not the 69. I believe his is the 68. So there's like a little bit of differences, like the tail lights are different or whatever. I went with the 69. They got a strip tail light and all these other things. And that was the General Lee. But anyway, I'd never seen that car in real life. I did all my research on the internet and like we're designing it and on it and whatever. Actually drew it. But when I saw it on screen, then I realized something that might seem obvious to some people, but like they actually drew from a scene in the second issue of Ghost Rider where he's hunting down these like mercenaries, and they have a rocket launcher and they shoot it at the Hell Charger and it hits the Hell Charger and the Hit Charger flips and lands and keeps going after them.
Oh, shit.
Did not stop. They did that in the introduction of Ghost Rider on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Damn.
And it looked awesome. Like,
yeah.
You can YouTube. If you just look up Ghost Rider introduction, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you'll see this thing I told you about with the rocket launcher. But as I'm watching this, I'm looking at the Hell Charger, at the black, Dodge Charger with the blower, and I'm like, man, And I'm like so excited. I'm like, this is like what I had in mind when I'm.
Oh, that's awesome.
And here's a little detail. I think people are different creators depending, but like when I wrote stories, and depending what it is now, but like I thought about things in real life. This took place in LA. I wasn't imagining it stylized like a cartoon. I was imagining all these things as real things. But seeing that car and those shots, just the way I imagined them in my mind, but seeing them fully realized on a screen was kind of mind-blowing to me.
Yeah.
And then when I saw the rocket launcher come out, I was like, no, like, they're going to do it. They're going to do, like, the scene that I wrote. And then they did it, and, like, my mind was absolutely blown.
Yeah, I feel like that's rare for people to, like, actually get your vision, like, to use, like, yo, this is what I was thinking of. I feel like that's rare. So that's kind of, that's, you pretty lucky, bro. Like, they did your character great. You pretty, that's...
Super grateful for that. And I think we had a couple things to our advantage. Robbie Reyes was a really new character.
Oh,
so it was only 2 years of stories for Robbie.
Yeah.
Right? So it was actually, 2 volumes, like 2 trades, about, like 200 pages of story. With most Marvel characters and DC characters, there's a long history of stories written by hundreds of different creators, or, and different changes and different costumes and different powers and different storylines. So when they have to move this into like a different medium, there's a lot to look over, and so they usually kind of pick some stuff and kind of with this, people producers and writers and directors, there wasn't a lot they had to really read to kind of be caught up with who Robbie Reyes was as a character. It's pretty easy to read 2 trades and be like, okay, I know this character, and I think that kind of worked to our advantage. And also just the creative team. I guess they liked the vision enough to say, hey, let's really kind of pay like homage to this. Let's do it like this. The way here's another like kind of insider kind of stuff when it comes to like publishing, TV, and movies.
Okay.
When it comes to Marvel TV, Marvel comics, and Marvel movies are under the same umbrella, but kind of separate the way they do stuff. Right?
Okay.
They're not holding to kind of the same thing. So many times on TV, they'll say, well, that's in the comics, but we're going to go this way. They kind of have their own kind of creative license when it comes to movies, TV, or comics. It's not exactly the same, and they're not beholden to the same. Like, you have to do it this way because the comics are like this, right?
Oh, okay, I get that.
For me, I was really happy that like they chose. That was a choice for them to say, hey, we're gonna do this like the comic.
Yeah.
And then other elements they changed because obviously the least known Ghost Rider was ours. Robbie Reyes, when Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. came out, anybody who said Ghost Rider to, they would say Motorcycle, Johnny Blaze, or Danny Ketch, and that's it. So they kind of did a marriage of both. Like, you had the car, but then instead of a metallic skull with like a blower on the forehead, which mimics like the car in our series, they made it a bone skull. But it had cracks in it, and the cracks mimicked the design of the metal skull that we designed.
Okay.
Which was cool. Instead of giving him a black jumpsuit with like the horseshoe, like the white logo, they gave him the jacket, which is exactly the same, but then they gave him gray pants, like the Danny Ketch Ghost Rider.
Okay.
So they kind of did like
a mixture,
of both, so that people who were new to Robbie Reyes would still feel like this is the Ghost Rider they know, because it's a bone skull with the flames and all that. And at the same time, the overall silhouette of the character is very true to our character. So that was great. So yeah, it was a mind-blowing experience, basically, to summarize, what it was. Like, not something I expected, and definitely like the best case scenario that I could imagine. I got, they cast an actor in Gabriel Luna who was like really into the comics. He read them. I remember, now with social media, you're kind of more, you have like a behind the scenes of things. And there was a photo of him reading our comics in the trailer.
Okay.
And I was like,
oh yeah, that's cool.
It's the right guy for the job. Like, he really cares. And then, I got to know him better on a personal level. And like, yeah, he really like, like right now, I mean, he was in The Last of Us, the HBO show. And then he went on to be the new Terminator. And so like, he's not only is he involved and like really does the research to do stuff, but he's also really into comics and video game, role-playing games and stuff. So it's kind of that's his thing too. Like he can really, that's the type of person you want
Yeah.
roles. It's just can live and breathe it, and it's just enjoying it, full on. And I think that's the case with him. So, all in all, I think like every aspect of this experience was just like, at least for me personally, it's like the best. They could have best case.
The best case scenario. Yeah, because they could have butchered your character, but it seems like they really wanted to pay homage, and that's good. Like that's shout out to Marvel for that. But speaking of Marvel, you said shout out Marvel. Oh my bad. Go ahead, take your time.
You were asking about like how much input.
Oh yeah. How much input do you get?
For this, because they're separate, like I said, comics and TV and whatever, like not really that much, unless they want to, right? And that depends on multiple factors, right? But I will say one thing that was also awesome about Gabriel was he wanted to know what I thought about stuff, and he wanted me involved in any capacity because he felt that would strengthen this iteration, And so he did something which, I mean, I didn't ask for anything. I'm like, you guys do your thing. I'm just happy this is happening, But Robbie wears a hoodie under his jacket.
Okay.
In the show, he had a jacket, but then he told wardrobe like, "Hey, can we get like a hoodie under the jacket, like in the comic?"
Oh.
And they were super cool. The people from wardrobe were cool. The people from effects were cool. Fortunately, I got the pleasure of meeting them and talking to them about stuff, and like they were on board too. They wanted to do a great job too.
Okay.
So again, like I said, best case scenario all around. But they found a hoodie that looked like Robbie's hoodie in the comic. He put it on, and he had a fight scene in like sweltering LA heat.
Oh.
It was like the 90s.
Yeah.
But he wanted to be like true to the comic, so he wore the hoodie with the leather jacket, and he's doing an action scene fighting and like just sweating his ass off, but like just suffering for the craft,
That's commitment.
So, yeah, it looked awesome.
That's awesome.
So
That's really awesome. And you know what's so crazy? Okay, so like I'm glad that you had a good experience with your character. And now, how do you feel about the new Ghost Rider movie that was announced? And listen, I don't know. Listen, is there like a secret group of people who created a Ghost Rider? Like, are y'all all in a group chat? Like, did you know about this movie before I knew about this? Like, before the general public knew? Like, did they say, "Hey, we're making this movie"? Like, did they let y'all know? And there's I don't know how much you can answer. I'm kind of wild. There's a non-zero chance that your Ghost Rider could appear in the MCU one day. Like, how would you feel about that? Like, on the big, like, on theatrical. So.
Well, that would be great. Is there like a secret community of Ghost Rider creators? No, I don't know. If there is, I'm not part of it, but there should be. I did get to meet some Ghost Rider creators. I met Mark Texeira. He drew many of the Ghost Rider comics I read as a teenager.
Okay, that's awesome.
And he actually did a variant cover for our series, and I was geeking out over that.
That's crazy.
Oh man, Ghost Rider! This is one of the first Ghost Rider artists I ever saw as a kid. Is now drawing Robbie Reyes on the cover. I was like,
that's crazy.
Then I got to meet him at a convention. Somebody asked me to do those sketch covers that they have their blank covers and then you sketch them. Ghost Rider made these black sketch covers that you can actually paint in white, so you can do really cool stuff. And he had done a cover, and you can look this up later, anybody who's listening. But there's a Mark Texeira Ghost Rider cover where it was black with a white skull and it was glow in the dark.
Ooh.
Again, like as a kid, as like a 13-year-old, I saw that. My mind was absolutely blown. And so I kind of did an homage to that.
Okay.
Somebody brought me a black sketch cover, and I did a Robbie, but like in that, in white, kind of like mimicking that one. And apparently Mark Texeira was at the same San Diego Comic Con. Or no, actually, I think it was a Long Beach convention. It was an LA convention. But they showed it to him, and he was like, "Oh, that's sweet." And then, they told him where my table was, and he stopped by, and I geeked out. This was
that's crazy.
Fellow Ghost Rider creator, and also very influential for me as a kid. So yeah, I don't know if there's other Ghost Rider creators out there. I'm definitely down to hang out, make this Spirit of Vengeance team you're referring to.
Yeah, no, I mean, hey, as far as we know, if it is a secret society, you could just be choosing not to tell me. As far as I know, gotta keep it on black. So listen, I'm gonna take your word for it. But so, how do you feel about the new Ghost? Well, I'm imagining you're like, oh man, that's great. Like I'm imagining you're like, damn, we're getting a Ghost Rider movie. Like that's like I'm assuming that's how you feel.
Yeah. Like I mean, you know, Ghost Rider is just a really cool character.
Yeah.
You know, you just can't get around that. It's just
dope.
As technology has gotten better and better with visuals, you know. I remember when the Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider came out, that first one. I mean, I was excited to see Ghost Rider on the big screen. I'm like, I don't know what it's going to look like, but just imagining, you know, what they could do is I was stoked. So same thing. I mean, like I didn't know to answer your question. I had no idea they were going to announce this. I was at Comic-Con this year. They announced it. Ryan Gosling came out and all that.
Yeah.
And, you know, they did the regular fanfare, you know, getting people stoked, you know. Yeah, I'm looking forward to check it out.
Yeah, I think Ryan is good. I think he's going to do a good job. I've seen a lot of people who are happy, a lot of people unhappy, but I think he's going to do a good job. And I'm not just saying that. I think he will do a great job. I mean, he's a solid actor. But I guess...
He's a good actor.
Yeah, we're relating to your character, Robbie Reyes. Is there anything that you would do differently? Or how would you expand your current story? I don't know if you can answer this next part, but are there plans like that you have to expand your current story? Or like what would you do?
All right. So I'm gonna give you the professional answer. I'm gonna explain to you.
Okay.
I know he's not gonna give me everything. Well, here's the thing. I would tell you what I would do, but I've realized this. Is there more I would do with a character? 100%, yes. And are there things that I've planned that I think would be good for the character in terms of evolving it when it comes to storyline, character development, and powers? Do I have those ideas? Yes, I do.
Okay.
I won't say what they are.
Okay.
Because number one,
fair enough.
To do them.
Okay.
So if ever there's an interest in that happening, you know, I'm right here and I'm down to do it. The other thing is, you know. When it comes to like storytelling and all these things and in an industry, you know, in a capacity where, you know, there's a lot of people doing stuff, some things you want to keep them close to the vest because in the event that you get to do it, the impact is greater.
Okay.
Than if you're telling people too much about like, you know, what do you have in mind and what you want to do. Like you really want that thing to hit like something new and catch people, you know, off guard, you know. So
okay.
I won't go into the particulars. But yeah, for sure. There's definitely things I think would be cool for the character. You know, once in a while, going back to what you were asking, you know, what kind of input you have. You know, last year I was approached to write a short story for an anthology. It was a Robbie Reyes anthology.
Okay.
That Marvel put out in their, I think it was their Marvel Voices line. And, you know, again, like as usual, you know, an editor hit me up. It was an editor I hadn't worked with before, but she really liked the character, and she said, "Hey, we'd love to have you write a short story in this anthology. You know, as you know, being one of the co-creators of the character, you know, it'd be great to have you in this," which was cool. So yeah, you know, we'll see. You know, if I am approached and asked, you know, if I'd like to do another Robbie, like, yeah, I definitely have some good ideas.
Okay.
I had a story arc that actually didn't happen. You know, sometimes in publishing they'll announce things that then, you know, don't go through for one reason or another. But there was a storyline that actually I wanted to write and draw, and Robbie went through like a metamorphosis for this story arc, and the cover got published. It was I believe it was I forget what we ended up calling it, but it was a design. He looks very different. He's evolved, and they actually put him in one of the Marvel games. I think one of the mobile games. I'm not sure which one it was, but they actually did the design that I drew. So if you look online, I don't know if it's Road Demon or something like that.
Okay.
It's like a rock where like his body is like metal and like muscle, and he's got his head has horns.
Okay.
And it's something which we hinted at this happening in like the last Robbie Reyes series, but then they never fully went there. But yeah, I went off on a tangent there. I'm not.
No. Hey, go ahead. Keep on. Yeah. No, okay, so no, that's awesome, and you really did do a good job at answering these questions. And I guess this is okay. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I understand that you're busy. Are you open to me taking, like, I don't know, 1 or 2 questions from my chat, and then I ask you like a quick bonus question? Only if you have the time. Don't feel inclined to say yes.
Sure, let's do it.
Okay, so chat, this is your chance. I'm literally going to read chat right now. I have the messages on my phone. I'm going to ask him a question. I'm going to be real. If it seems crazy, I'm not reading it, bro. So like, because sometimes my chat be wilding. But chat, I'm gonna pick a good question. So you got literally like 1 minute to I'm gonna pick 2. I'm gonna pick 2. It might be 1 depending on how it is. So let's see. Okay. Let's see. Okay. He already answered that question. They said, would you make another comic run for Ghost Rider? You say yes. All right, we got to lock in. Okay. How do you get inspiration for your ideas? And that was asked by Doggy. Okay.
Real life is 100% where I get my inspiration. Even if it's like something that's fantasy based, it's always real life. It's things that, things that I've experienced, people I've met, things that I see going on in just in general. I mean, whether it's my own personal environment or what I see going on in the world through, through the news, through movies or TV or the media. But usually real life is like my biggest source of inspiration, and people in general, like just people, the way they act, the way they say things, the way they, do things in one situation or another. Like, and I think the reason why is, well, number one, I'm interested in real things more than I am things that are, devised or created or made up by someone else. Just things that happen in reality are kind of hold my interest more than, fantasy, right? But also, stories are basically about people when you boil it down. It doesn't matter if it's an alien or a monster or whatever. It's always about the human experience and, what the reader or the audience, what the reaction is to something, right? And so, I draw my inspiration from that. I draw my inspiration from everyday interactions, things that my friends tell me, or family, or just people I bump into going to the post office. Like, those things usually kick off ideas, believe it or not, that will lead to something insane, but it'll come from a clerk at the post office told me something really crazy that I had never even thought about, and then all of a sudden that kind of works its way into whatever thing I'm writing. So real life.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And that's really cool. So thank you for answering those questions. And somebody asked a question that's actually leading into my question, so I'm gonna ask this. This one was asked by Donut Eater, and it's not really related to what we were talking about today, but do you play video games? And I guess, do you plan to play the new Marvel Tokon that you're talking about, since Robbie's gonna be in it?
Right. Okay, so my answer is I do not usually play video games.
Okay.
I'm not a gamer, but I will play Marvel Tokon for sure.
Okay.
And I'm looking at it. Also, one of the reasons I don't play is trash player, man. Like Street Fighter, I always liked all the designs for those characters, and the Capcom art was amazing, and so I got into the game.
Okay.
But, getting my rear handed to me nonstop, and it's not fun for me to get beaten down so harshly.
I feel you. I feel you.
But I like driving games, like race games. I like it's certain, side-scrolling fighting games. I like games, but I'm not a super
gamer.
Especially now, I couldn't tell you what, I used to have roommates that played they were on top of all the games.
Yeah, there's levels to this.
Going on, I would just watch. I wouldn't play because I'm like, the controllers got too complicated.
Donut Eater 3 says you got games on your phone?
Right? But
my bad.
What's that?
Did you hear that?
No, I'm getting clowned in the chat.
Really? No. They said, do you got games on your phone? But keep going. Ignore that. Keep going.
I don't even have a game platform. The last couple decades of my life, I've been traveling and living in different continents.
Okay.
So I kept it tight, like the stuff I had. So like no games, no nothing. I mean, handhelds you could have, but like I'm just not much of a gamer. Although I appreciate games for sure.
Yeah.
But when it comes to this new game, watching this, I'm like, I should be able to play Robbie well. Like I should put an effort, learn how to play this character well. It just makes sense as a co-creator of the character. It would be a shame for me not to be good at least playing that character in the game.
Okay.
So I would definitely make an effort to do that.
Okay.
Now, am I going to go into like Evo and like competition? No.
Hey, there's levels. There's levels. There's levels. Hey, they different. They different over there, bro. I ain't gonna lie. But since you said that you are gonna dedicate time to at least become decent at your character, and you don't have to say yes to this, because what I'm gonna ask is off script. But would you be willing to, in the future, on stream, whenever, on your own time, it could be on your schedule, run that digital fade and Marvel token with me?
And my gut reaction is to say absolutely not. Because I have pride.
I'm not that good.
No, I'll tell you what though. No, that sounds like fun.
Okay.
And like I'm always good for to have a laugh and stuff. So even if it's at my expense sometimes. So yeah, it sounds like fun.
Okay.
I'm down.
Whenever literally on your schedule, it can be 2 months from now, 3 months, whatever. But like, thank you. Like, and listen, I'm not listen. Okay, I got one game that I was really, really good at, and I'm yapping, but it was Naruto Shinobi Strikers. I ain't gonna lie, I was nice at that game. But in terms of Street Fighter, I never really played. I played a little Mortal Kombat when I was younger, so I think we're gonna be pretty equal. And you literally created the character, so you gonna know some stuff that I don't know. Like, hey, so in the future stream,
I don't know about that.
in the future stream, we can lock it in that you and I can run a 1v1, because I want a 1v1 in Marvel Tokon.
All right, yeah, that'd be cool. I gotta see the setup and stuff. That's the other thing, man. Where do you stream? Like, what platform do you usually stream?
I stream on YouTube and Twitch.
All right, cool. I'd like to start streaming. I've talked to a couple of friends of mine that actually do it, and like when it comes to the setups and all these things, like, yo, I need to figure it out. So hopefully by then, I'll at least know my streaming setup so we can make this happen. But yeah, I mean, that sounds like fun.
You're talking to the right guy. You're talking to the right guy. Listen, first, you low-key got a better setup than me because you got a green screen in the back. I don't got that. And you got a mic. It really doesn't take that much. And I'm serious. Like, if off stream, like after this interview, any questions that you have, like, I'll be willing to help you. I'm so serious. It's super simple, bro. It's super simple. But at first, it's like, oh, shit, how do I do this? How do I do that? Like, but I got you, bro. I'm serious. I'm not just saying that. Like, I'm actually serious. I got you. Okay, but yeah, that's all for me. I just want to say thank you again for your time. Like, I appreciate you for answering my questions. It seemed like you really valued answering them correctly. I think that, like, you know, you're a great person for that, because some people would just, try to get this done as quickly as possible, but you gave actual details, so I'm grateful for that. And my chat, they saying that it's dope. They like, yo, how the heck did you get to interview? They're like, how the heck did you get to meet this guy? I was like, yeah. So, yeah, I appreciate you, bro.
Likewise, man.
Okay. Okay, and you have a great rest of your night. And in the future, we will run that Marvel Tokon feed. All right.
Let's do it.
Have a good night, bro.
All you too. Have a good night.
Peace out. Chat, hold on. Let me turn on my shit. First of all,
Jumpman Up says, "Yo, why are you telling him that you're the right person? You played on a potato of a laptop for over half a year streaming career."
All right, bro. All right, so that's what we doing. So that's what we doing, bro. All right, bro. And see, I'm so glad. See, here's my thing, bro. Here's my thing, chat. Because imagine he had heard that shit on the interview, my nigga. Imagine he had heard that shit on the fucking interview, my nigga. Y'all gonna embarrass me? And I see y'all in the chat. Y'all don't know how to fucking behave. Y'all don't know. Do I need to get my belt? Do I need to get my fucking belt? Y'all niggas don't know how to behave, bro. I was seeing y'all in the chat. I was watching. I'm like, yo, what are niggas talking about? Niggas talking about redeeming a dance? Yo, like, I would do it, but y'all niggas broke. Y'all don't got that channel voice, nigga. That ass. I would do it. I ain't gonna lie. I forgot. Okay, let me not leak my DMs, bro. What the fuck? I forgot to set that shit back to 10K. My nigga. But you know what? Game is game. Game is game. But on some real shit, chat, please go support Felipe. And he was actually, y'all, I see a lot of y'all be posting in the art channel. A lot of y'all be posting like this is real. This is like real. He was giving y'all game. He was actually giving y'all game. Chat. It's not a lot of people who can create a character and get that motherfucker on TV. Not man. Actually, no. Fuck the TV. It's not a lot of people who can get a character into Marvel or DC. It's not, bro. And like a lot of y'all like me, you like comics and stuff, I really suggest you work on it. Keep working on your art every day. He said, bro, people scouting off a Tumblr, bro. Get your art out there. Really take the time to refine your skills. And I guess get an editor. That's the only thing I can tell you. Like, that's the real advice. And look, shit, chat, obviously not everybody in here wants to be a comic artist and shit, but hey, I'm grateful to him. And you know what? It's going to be so cool. In the future, I'm going to be playing.
Leader 3 says, yeah, look up the motto of Spain.
Why do I gotta look up the motto of Spain, bro? I'm talking about something important, my nigga. What the fuck are we doing, eh? That is, bro. Shit, bro. Listen, gang. So look, I'm gonna look up the motto of Spain. It's gonna be some bullshit. I'm already knowing, bro. It's gonna be some fucking bullshit. It's gonna like y'all niggas just been trolling. It's gonna be some bullshit. But listen, chat. This is what I'm gonna say. Bro. Pay attention. If y'all want to make it, you can do anything you set your mind to. If you want to be a comic artist, bro, you show me it's possible. Shit, I almost said that shit out of habit. I'm going to show y'all, but y'all got to show me it's possible. Also, in Marvel Talk chat, we will be playing against. Robbie Reyes, bro. We'll be playing against the creator of fucking Robbie Reyes, bro. This nigga will be playing as Robbie Reyes. And I will be running the fade with the creator of this character. You know how many people in their life will be able to say that? Probably like 2 or 3. I'm the first, bro. Hey, bro. Also, shout out to my roommate, Sable. Y'all keep asking how I got this interview. Bro's a comic book artist. He put me on. Shout out, Sable, gang. If you watching the stream, I appreciate you, man. I already told you on stream, but I'm going to say thank you on stream, too. I appreciate you. Anyway, chat. Fuck it. Motto of Spain. How y'all feel about the interviews? We going to do some more, but in the future, I know y'all noticed, I haven't invited a lot of guests onto my stream. And that's because, chat, this studio small as fuck. This studio small as shit, gang. This studio is small, bro. Like, I can't just be having somebody right here, bro. Like, the only person I've had on stream is fucking King Kojo. Or I'm Kojo, whatever, bro. And like, yo. But in the future, we are going to do more guest shit. I'm going to have my guests do crazy stuff, too. But it's going to be like an in-person thing. More than likely than not. But this was cool, chat. I love comics, bro. This was like a different stream. But, all right, let's see the motto of Spain. Let's see it. Let's see if y'all can lock in. Further beyond. That's what we doing. The motto of Spain is further beyond. That's what we're doing. Hold on, bro. Hold on. Let me switch my shit real quick. Bro. The motto of Spain is further beyond. That's what we doing. Matuli, keep going. Thank you for the sub, my nigga. I appreciate you. That's another one of my roommates too, chat. I told y'all I lived in the Loud House. I told y'all I got 20 roommates in this motherfucker. but hold on though. Y'all said that the motto of Spain is go further beyond. So that's what we doing. That's how we trolling. Matter of fact, chat, bro, y'all don't know how to behave, bro. Y'all gotta lock in, bro. Y'all was really finna have me dancing in that interview. Like, damn, chat. I ain't gonna lie, that would have been funny too. That's how we trolling. Let's see, what does y'all sound like you're going? Go further beyond. That's what we doing. Hey, one more person say go further beyond. I'm in this stream. Test my gangster. One more person say go further beyond. I'm in this stream. Test my gangster, nigga. Oh, all right. You lucky Kiosa not here. Y'all would have got the cleanest 180. Look up Starburst slogan. You are not a gangster? Oh, word? I'm not saying I'm a gangster. Duckman, thank you for the 10 bits. y'all still spamming it. Y'all think shit's funny. Like always, chat, I love y'all. I'm gonna go further beyond and click this S3 button, nigga. And y'all think I'm trolling. I love y'all so much. I'm gonna keep today's stream short out of respect for Felipe for giving me his time. And I'm gonna let this stream be what it is. And y'all niggas saying that, oh, I gotta go further beyond. I released a new video today. Shout out to Yeshuwa. We got the new Choice of Voice video up. We gonna do some more Choice of Voice. The next stream's gonna be long. But y'all wanna say go further beyond? I bet. Like always, chat. Don't forget to wipe your ass. And I'm gonna show y'all the possible. Shout out, hey, it's Duckman. Shout out Duckman. Duckman up. That's why I'm ending the stream. Man, I'm gonna see y'all niggas later. Peace out.